know what, I don't mind this car, yeah, but when you get this car, everyone just tries to race you, and I'm not that guy who likes to just be scatty and race everyone. I fucking don't like doing it. It's long. So I'm making this video on why I believe people aren't able to scale their agency over 6 figures consistently. Okay, and number one is because you're focusing on the wrong niche. Okay, if you are like I would, and also the wrong niche, the wrong criteria of client, like you are focusing on the complete wrong objective of client, which literally just keeps you going around in a very deadly cycle of you sign them, they're low paying, they demand the most, and they drop off after like 2 months. Like, that's one of the most important things when it comes to agency, and where a lot of people struggle. And it's annoying because it's like you've done all that work about learning this, that, and the other, because you've been directed in the complete wrong way by all of these other fools online. I'm constantly in the gutter, so I run multiple 6-figure agency. I literally don't make any money from any of you lot who watch these videos. But having the right criteria when it comes to your outreach, your messaging and stuff like that is what's gonna help you grow your agency quicker and in the long run. And that does mean you have to filter down your outreach, your messaging, your Instagram profile, your cold email, your cold calling messaging and stuff like that. And it may reduce the chances of you signing the client on a more of a frequency, so like less quicker, basically. But long term, when you do sign that client, they'll pay you more, they'll last longer, and there'll be less of a headache. We're currently in a position in my agency where we are cutting off low payers, even though they are probably responsible for 50% of the business. But long term, we just keep seeing this deadly cycle of low paying clients who expect the fucking world but pay the least. And it's just insane. It's risky because if you lose a big client, it hits a bit on your revenue, but it opens up space and time is money, and that time you can use to open up space with. So by getting rid of your clients or focusing on just bigger clients, you can use to attract more clients who are bigger, basically, which I can touch on in a different video. But one of the key things is your messaging and who you are targeting and your niche. If you haven't got that right, then you're just going to keep going around in a circle and you will not grow. Okay. Number 2 is being consistent. Like, no one is consistent with their outreach. Everyone thinks it's going to take just 1 or 2 months before they sign the client. But my advice when it comes to that is when it rains, it pours. If you're doing 20 DMs a day or 30, 40 DMs a day for like a few days a week, that ain't going to cut it no more. Like, we live in a day and age where loads of people are doing exactly what you're doing, and all of your target audience are getting contacted, and it's just a reality of the agency space. But it's just a reality of B2B in itself. It's not just the marketing or the SMMA industry that's like this. Every industry is like this, and I feel like a lot of people get caught up being around the term SMMA and being around the people of agency space that they think everyone's doing it when it ain't. We're still a very small pool of people compared to the amount of businesses out there that need marketing. Like, there are so many fucking companies out there that, compared to the amount of people who have an agency, it's insane. And it's sustainable, like it's evergreen, and people are going to keep starting new businesses. About 20 new businesses have probably started within the last hour. Okay? And then within 1 or 2 years, they could be doing pretty good. They could be making 10 to 20k a month, and then boom, they need a marketing agency, so they come in and you secure a deal, 2k a month. Like, what I'm trying to say is it's evergreen, this whole industry. But let me go back to that point. Being consistent with your outreach and your organic posting and stuff like that is the only thing that's going to also help you succeed. Because if you're not consistent, like whatever your input is, the more input you put in, the more output you get, basically. And a lot of the time you'll be putting so much input in, and it'll be months or like a month or 2, and like you won't get any output. But and then literally, you've probably seen this saying where like try like the 101th time and it works. That literally is the agency space in a nutshell. Like, the more you try, the more fucking harder it gets, because your mindset, and you're like, oh, it's not working. But and then literally 1 week later, you'll sign like 3 clients because you was just consistent. And when it rains, it pours. My third advice, and not a lot of people will probably agree with this, and I don't know if that's because they're trying to sell you the dream, but it's having a good website, a good social media profile, and investing into your online presence, because nowadays your online presence / sort of personal brand is one of the most important, will be one of your most important assets when it comes to your marketing agency, especially advertising on social media. So you could so what are the action steps from that point? I would say is investing in a good web designer. You can literally go on someone on Fiverr and find someone to build your Squarespace website and just send them loads of ideas, or send them loads of, examples that you want to be made, and they'll literally do it. And then having good branding, so like just a clean, simple logo, and having like loads of pictures on, like graphic design on your Instagram, posting some value. Like a lot of that, it's not meant to be a focus, but when you've got it set up on your website, it's good to have, because you'll be doing cold outbound, DMs, calling maybe, or email, and then before they even respond, a lot of them just check you out on Instagram, or check you out on LinkedIn, or check your website. And if you've got a crappy website, or if you don't have a website, which I've seen someone say you don't need a website and they're quite big in the space, so I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? If you don't have a website, or if you've got a crappy website, first of all, they won't respect you. Second of all, you just won't get a response. And if you do get a response, it's going to be a shit one, because they've seen you've got a shit website and they've seen you just trying to waste their time. So that's my advice. Investing into your online presence, content, branding, and a good website. And if you've got the confidence to do it, post reels, post value videos on like how to scale brands, how to do this, how to do that, whatever your niche you're in, because that's also gonna help you, because you're providing that value. So if you see the value you're giving across social media, before they respond, they're gonna respect you much more. So I hope this video makes sense. I'm going to pause it here. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it is RomeoBXR. I'll drop it in the description. Cheers.